Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 28th of May. My name's Phillip Kingston.
And I'm Joel Sir.
And Joel, great to have you on the show in the absence, of course, of Gary. How quickly we forget who he is, but he's on a plane as we speak on his way to a fact-finding mission, an incredibly deep and interesting conference, and that conference would be in Cabo in Mexico. Because you have to have a conference, don't you, Joel?
You do.
You have to have a conference in Cabo. You can't learn anything by going to a conference in Australia or New Zealand or Fiji. You've got to go to Cabo in Mexico. So Gary will be sipping margaritas by the pool, eating guacamole and tacos pretty much as we speak. Joel, you've had an amazing year. Before we talk about the weekend's activities, let's talk about you, because you are now, of course, the father of Dylan, who is how old now?
Dylan just turned 2 weeks ago.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Shout out to Dylan, who is an avid watcher of the show. Happy birthday, Dylan. How quickly is that 12 months gone past?
It's just flown by. It's just incredible.
Incredible. Yeah. So you're loving every moment of it, of course.
Loving every moment.
And tell me, you have to be a lot more organised as a dad now that you've got a 1-year-old than you did pre-children. Tell me about how you're juggling all of these incredible balls.
You know what? I think we're just learning from Dylan as well, who wants to be on the plan and be systemised with his sleep and everything. So thank you, Masada Sleep School.
He graduated, did he?
He did graduate. Apparently, I think your boys didn't.
Failed a number of sleep schools, my sons, but they did grow up to be fine, upstanding members of the community. But your son passed. Well done.
He did.
And your lovely wife, is she coping?
She is. She's doing very well.
Yeah. Well, she's a coper, isn't she?
She is.
Being married, viewers, to a real estate agent and bringing up a family is a challenge, and that's something that you've got to adapt and adopt behaviours that are much more organised. But you were always pretty organised.
Yes, no, definitely, but especially since meeting my wife Ariella, I'm more organised.
Yeah, well, you have to be. Yeah. So let's talk about the weekend, Joel, because we've just smashed the industry again. Viewers, the industry is ticking up each week. So this time last year, the industry was clearing on average about 50%, but this week the industry cleared 64%, but our clearance rate?
Our clearance rate was 86%, and we sold 19 out of 22.
Which is extraordinary, viewers. We're very, very proud of those results. So 86% is, I know it's not 100%, but it's so close to it. But it's amazing. What do we say in the sales meeting every Monday?
Every Monday, look, I think because Gary P have the best systems, we've got the best people, we've got the best admin assistants that, we've just, once we get them listed, we go through all of our processes and we get great results for our clients.
It really does require a huge operation, doesn't it? Because speaking behind the scenes, one of the reasons that you've developed a high level of success is because you've now got a team. So you've got a sales person that is absolutely doing all of your quick feedback calls.
Yes.
You've got an admin person that is looking after all of the enormous amount of paperwork that goes into running a campaign. So as a team of three, operationally, things are a bit easier?
Yes, but it gives me more opportunity just to work a lot harder, I would say.
Harder or smarter? Because I know that when I got my first admin assistant, it enabled me to what I say gave me the opportunity to focus on what we call the pointy end of the transactions, which is dealing with a seller when the seller's ready to sell and a buyer when the buyer's ready to buy. So you're finding that you're doing a lot more what we call pointy end of the transactions?
Definitely. So, and I couldn't do without the team, but working smarter, as you say, it's it's just taken me to that next level, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah, good on you. So viewers, an amazing weekend. To sell 19 out of 22, we really did do a lot of high-fiving in the sales meeting on Monday. Having said that, we're only as good as next weekend's results, but there were some standout results across the weekend, so let's have a look at a couple of those. First up, Joel, let's talk about the property that you're actually handling in Pearce Street in Caulfield. Tell me more about that.
Pearce Street was a fantastic block of land. It was on 648 square metres, and just the most incredible auction. Unfortunately, you didn't do it. Gary did that one.
Gary did a great job.
Yes, and then he did Pearce off.
Okay, so you're first on the show in quite some time and dragging the tone of the show down. But anyway, he pierced off.
He did pierce off. And that one we had 5 bidders there on the weekend, which was just fantastic. And
so just on that, 5 bidders, because this time last year we were struggling for 1 bidder. So we're already at 5 bidders. And across our group, across the weekend, viewers, we had 47 bidders. So we account for every bidder on every property. So we try to work out how many bidders per property. So across our 22 auctions, we effectively had just over 2 bidders per property, but on Pearce we had 5. So what was the standout feature there? Were the buyers chasing the home or were they chasing the land?
Look, most of the buyers were there for the land.
Yes.
We did have a few people who loved the beautiful facade of this home, so a few people would look to move in and do a renovation down the line, but certainly most of the buyers were there for the land.
The ultimate buyer though, land or house?
For land.
Okay, all right. So land, that was a good sized parcel of land, and also in the GRZ1 zone,
Correct.
so there's a bit more flexibility in terms of the building envelope.
That's right.
Moving on to Redan Road, which was a property that Leon Guzenfetter from our Bentlegh office listed. Gary did the auction there, but we talked about that in the sales meeting. Again, very popular property.
Yeah, again, 4 bidders at that auction. That house was owned by the family for a number of years, and look, it was always a bit sad to let it go, but 4 bidders there, and ended up selling to a family who actually wanted to, I think, go to the same school that Leon and John went to.
That's a beautiful story, isn't it? So both Leon and John from the Bentlegh office went to the Caulfield North Primary School, and they sold it to people that specifically bought this house because they're both French. They're from France, so they're French, they speak French, and there is a great French bilingual course at the Caulfield Primary School in Balaclava Road in Caulfield North. So they specifically bought that house so that they'd be able to send their children there. So interesting stat there. Across the weekend we had many multiple bidder auctions, but let's talk about a property in Blenheim Street in St Kilda East that Jeremy auctioned.
Yep, so Jeremy sold that one for the girls at St Kilda, for Lamore and Nikki. Again, 3 bidders at that auction, really good result, and everyone was really happy there.
And a shout out to Nikki Janover and Lamore Herskovitz from our St Kilda office, who are just doing such great things in the St Kilda market. They're certainly a very powerful duo. Not much gets past those two, and they're certainly doing great work, so well done. And Blenheim Street is a great street, just walking distance. Well, it actually runs into Carlisle Street. Another property, 14 Long Street, Elsternwick. Well, you're an Elsternwick resident. You would definitely know Long Street well.
Yep, so Long Street just around the corner from me. Beautiful, gorgeous Victorian home, stunning. And I feel that we've also been selling a lot more of these period homes in Elsternwick, and it's just great to see the run continue.
And that was a beautiful home. Unfortunately, viewers, we had a number of people bidding on that, but we can't disclose the selling price there. But it did have a quote range, I think, of the 2.4 to 2.6 range, and certainly we comfortably sold that property by passing the property in and then a negotiation afterwards. Let's talk about what would be one of the campaigns of the month that you were involved in, which is Villa number 3 at 5 Freeman Street. Whilst the price is undisclosed, we'll give some hints away. What was your quote range there?
So that one we quoted 585 to 640, and again 7 bidders, which was just out of this world. It's really encouraging just to see a lot of these buyers who are first home buyers, just have a bit more confidence and be prepared to put their hand up at an auction again.
So we're going to show some video footage, or at least a photo of the crowd. When I saw that photo or that vision of the footage online, I thought, what is going on here? Is that, have we actually digitally enhanced or put all of these people in? But there were literally, how many people would have been there?
I would say there would be at least 150 people there.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Viewers, we've always said these single story 1960s, 1970s villas are great buying, both as places to live, places to renovate, places to invest in. If I'd only taken my advice and bought a couple along the way, that would have been a great result. But well done, incredible activity there on the weekend. Moving on to 22 Palm Avenue, which was my last auction for Sunday. I don't mind talking about this one because it's a house I've sold before. Whilst the price is undisclosed, just great to see one of the more expensive homes with us sold across the weekend. We had 2 buyers running on that. We passed that in at auction and then sold it for considerably more after the auction, but certainly a big, glamorous, beautiful home on the corner of Palm Avenue and Alma Road. So Joel, only a couple of weeks now, or it's 4 weeks until the end of the financial year. Are you now doing planning with your team about how the 2019-2020 year is going to perform for you? Yeah,
so we're all working really hard now just to sit down, plan for that next year, and also especially going up to spring as well, so which will be like that.
It's interesting because if you start having a conversation with a vendor now, you're essentially setting it up now for a July, August, September selling campaign. So in terms of a feeling for spring, it's probably too early to get a gauge on it?
Probably would be, but certainly, look, again, with these results from the weekend, I think there's definitely a lot more confidence out there in the market. So hopefully, there'll be a lot more stock coming on.
We do have that catch-22, is that when there's not much stock on the market, those that are thinking about selling in order to buy don't have the confidence to come on the market. So activity in this game always breeds activity. So viewers, I think what we can see very clearly from the weekend and the couple of weekends before that is there's renewed confidence.
Yes.
We've got APRA making sure that the lending criteria is opening up, which means borrowers are going to be able to be borrowing more. It looks very clear that we're going to have an interest rate cut, and certainly whether we like the fact that the Scott Morrison Liberal government is the government, whether we like it or not, no political comment, the reality is at least buyers and sellers can see some continuity in the marketplace. So I think it's all shaping up that this spring may be the turning point for the market.
I really think so too, especially from 2017, which I think was probably the peak.
Yes.
18 there was a bit of, no one knew what was going on, so it's really encouraging just to see that I think hopefully we are on the up.
Well, it was very clear that September 2017 was probably, we're all going to look back and say that was the month the market peaked. 2018 did see price falls pretty much right across Australia, but if we talk about Sydney and Melbourne, we're talking about 10 to 20% decreases. But there's no question most of us are thinking that 2019 is the bottom of the trough, and all indications is that it might be starting to improve. So 2019, I think, will be the year that those people that buy this year are going to look backward saying what geniuses they were. So hopefully you'll be one of them. Let's talk about the weekend of auctions that's going to come up. We'll hardly build up a sweat with only 5 auctions. Let's have a look at them. So first auction up on Saturday, Joel, which is welcome to the 1st of June at 11:30. We've got 3 at 7 Wando Grove.
Yep, 3 at 7 Wando Grove, fantastic townhouse right around the corner from our office, and the Woolworths there as well. There's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom townhouse with a carport as well.
What a great location that is. Literally, you've got the tram at your front doorstep on Dandenong Road, and then of course you've got the wonderful Alma Village with the latest addition to the Alma Village, which is the common room.
Yes.
Have you been for lunch there yet?
I've only been there for coffee, and I will be there for lunch tomorrow.
Do you know what? It's a great place and seems to be doing really well. On Sunday we have 4 auctions. First up is apartment number 3 at 614 Inkerman Road.
Yeah, so this one you'll be doing for me, Phillip,
Yep.
and this is just one of the biggest apartments I've seen in a long time. It's 4 bedrooms, Art Deco, first floor apartment, plenty of natural light, and hopefully we'll get the result.
4 bedrooms, they don't come much bigger than that, do they?
No.
And what a great part of Caulfield North, because you can literally on a Sunday morning walk downstairs, turn left, you're at Lenny's for your bagels.
Correct.
So looking forward to doing that. Next auction up at 12:30 is home number 5 at 25 to 27 Pyne Street.
Yep, so Pyne Street, again, it's another villa unit which I'll be selling on Sunday.
Yes.
Hopefully we can send some of the buyers from Freeman Street.
I was about to say you must have had a lot of crossover surely from there.
I think we met probably close to about 200 people at these units.
Incredible. Well, I look forward to doing that auction for you. That should go well. We're then going to move with the team of Daniel Fisher and co. Unit number 4 at 320. Unit number 4 at 237 Glen Eira Road, Caulfield North.
Yep. Again, fantastic position of this one. It's just on Glen Eira Road, opposite Glover Station, just next to the bakery there as well.
Baker Blue, where if you come to that by about 11 o'clock on a Sunday, everything is sold out. And some of the queues you see now there for that bakery are incredible. But Glover Station, or pick up the bread, that will be your 2 local go-tos if you're lucky enough to buy that home. Moving on to Bentlegh, Leon Gusenfitter and crew have got 3 at 8 Werona Street in Bentlegh.
Yeah, so this is again a fantastic townhouse, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms and a double lock-up garage there as well.
So much going on in the Bentlegh market. We're loving having an office there, and we've just celebrated our 1st birthday there, and yet every month we just seem to be building the figures, which is great. So Joel, let's wrap up GPTV by talking about this incredible feature home that we're in at the moment in one of my favourite streets of far north Caulfield, FNC, which is Carinya Crescent. Tell us about this beautiful home.
So Carinya Crescent, which is sold by Darren and Sally's team, it's a 5-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom with a double lock-up garage home on the compact block.
And it has the entire frontage to Carinya Crescent. It's a bit of a surprise package because we're sitting in this beautiful lounge dining room, but we overlook the swimming pool, which is in the front garden. So all of your entertaining area literally wraps around this swimming pool, which faces west. So that swimming pool is going to be sunlit all year round. A beautiful home, an incredible position, and we're certainly looking forward to auctioning this in a couple of weeks' time. So Joel, as we sit here, literally going into the first week of June, now is the time to be having active conversations with buyers, sellers about the spring selling market, which is almost upon us. Literally, if you list today, you're going to be selling in July, August. So for any viewer that's thinking about selling their property this year and in the spring selling time, now is the time to be having meaningful conversations. Joel, great to have you on the show as usual. Just loving watching your incredible success and you growing as a family man. So loving seeing those photos on Facebook of young Dylan growing and doing all the things little kids should do. Thanks viewers for watching. Looking forward to next week's GPTV edition. I'm Phillip Kingston. Have a great week.
And I'm Joel Sir. Thanks for watching.